Anna.
And I'm Megan, and we are here live at Makers Fair in San Mateo, California with our Makers Fair buddy, Jim Phillips. How are you?
Hi,
I'm
Jim.
pretty good. How are you?
Good. We met Jim last year at Makers Fair,
And he
stopped.
just fell in love with us.
Yep, and he stopped by to say hi. He actually did one of our.
Look at his face. He's like, did I?
Yeah.
Well, maybe with one of us.
Anyway, we invited Jim to come play with us on our Mod Podge
good.
today.
Yes, he did. And so I'm really super excited about this project because Mod Podge, this is the gallon size.
It's such a 70s craft.
Because yes, it is such a 70s craft, and it's funny you said that, Megan, because I did Rosie O'Donnell show a few years ago, and Rosie and I were talking about crafting. She goes, "What's your favorite craft?" And I told her all this stuff. She goes, "Well, how about Mod Podge?" I go, "Well, it's such a 70s craft." Oh my God, brought the whole roof down. Everybody started laughing. She harassed me. It was just really a lot of fun.
Was that before or after you told everybody you get your best ideas on the toilet? Just asking. Thanks, Dana. That one's for you.
So when I talked
really said it.
with
National
Plaid, we were talking about that, Casey and I, and then I said, well, we need to talk about the origin of Mod Podge and how it started. And so I think, Megan, you're going to tell us a little bit about that.
Actually, we learned some really exciting stuff about sort of the history and everything behind Mod Podge that we wanted to share with you guys. It's actually one of the most enduring and versatile products ever offered by the craft industry. The inventor of Mod Podge, her name was Jan Weston. She first developed Mod Podge in the 1960s in her garage, of all places. The name of the now famous mixture came from the term modern decoupage, and she tested it on all kinds of surfaces, and she even decoupaged a Volkswagen Beetle using bed sheets, which I think is hilarious. At the same time, Miss Weston owned an interior design shop in Atlanta, so decoupage was all the rage but extremely time consuming. And since it was such a tedious task to brush on layer after layer of varnish, standing between each coat, Miss Weston did something experimental in the back room of her shop, and Mod Podge was born. After sharing some of her Mod Podge coated products in her shop, her customers demanded that she share her decoupage secret, and well, basically the rest is history. As she began offering Mod Podge kits in her shops, they were basically a huge success. So the product was such a hit that a major Atlanta department store purchased exclusive rights to the Mod Podge, and in 1967 it received recognition as one of the 4 best items in the houseware show in Chicago. At the time, that was the largest show of its kind. So obviously Mod Podge eventually was sold to Enterprise Paints and then went through a variety of owners. But in 1979, Mod Podge found a permanent home with Plaid Enterprises, where it, resides today. And Mod Podge continues to be a craft favorite because, well, basically it's so versatile, it's so easy to use, and well, I mean, we know crafters, they're always looking for something new and fun to play with. So.
And Megan, what inspired me about that story was her Volkswagen.
Yes.
And we just showed you a picture of it. And I really wanted to get a Volkswagen and do it here, but
I mean, she would have done the whole trailer if we let her, okay? I'm just saying.
I didn't even think of the trailer.
Great.
So
Jim's like, let's do it, let's
So
get
I
started.
started brainstorming, and what I came up with was repurposing a wagon.
Okay.
And I wanted to turn a wagon into a footstool. So I want to show you my finished one.
I mean, because I think the wagon is sort of a good old American classic icon, the
It
same
is
way a
too.
Volkswagen.
And just look at how cute this is. And I'm going to tell you our little secret on this. If you just hold that handle.
Yeah.
What this is actually a footstool, so you can bring it into the house.
Mom,
and
that's
then
cute.
when you lift it up, you could store your CDs inside. I just want to tilt the inside. Is that just too
That's
cute?
super cute, actually. I'll give you credit, Mom. That was a good one.
Thank you. And I even did the wheels and the bottom.
Oh, very
And
cute.
I just used some wood spools for the feet.
Oh, neat.
And so it just fits in this. You can put CDs, DVDs in there.
I'm
and
like,
then,
I would have never thought of this.
and then I
I would have just sat my fat you-know-what in that thing. I'd have been like, Mom.
I was obsessed with this, and I went all the way to Castro Valley, and Barbara sold me this wagon. So this is
Wow.
really a fun project.
Okay,
I
so
wanna
let's
show
get
you-
started, because
wanna
Jim
show you.
has got ants in his pants, I can totally tell.
So instead of using bed sheets, I used dress shirts.
That's cute.
I went to Salvation Army,
I would wear
and
that, by
I
the way.
bought a bunch of shirts and coordinated. So this whole project we're doing is from shirts. And so I, of course, washed all the shirts first, and then I went ahead and cut them into 6-inch squares,
So they're just
little 6-inch squares.
because you know I'm such a math whiz.
And then the other thing that Plaid also sells is Simply Screen, which is this.
I'm so excited about it.
Fun.
Like, I can't even tell you. I just learned how to use this, and I think it's probably one of the best products I've used
So I'm
in
going
a
to show
super
you.
long time.
So here's my little square, and I took the screen, laid it down like this. You're going to add some paint across here, there's a little squeegee. You're going to squeegee across, and when you lift this up, this is what you get is the finished piece. Isn't that really
it's
cool?
It's like instant. You'll die.
yeah,
We're gonna
it's
do
like-
this because it is so fast. It is so
that cool?
easy. It's
Yeah,
not
it is.
messy.
It's instant.
And I
screen.
really like
Yeah.
doing it even on the different, on the plaid prints and
Yeah.
so on and so forth. So once I did all those, then I heat set them. Once they dried, then I heat set them. I had my whole little pile, and then I went to work doing
Okay.
my Mod Podge.
Okay.
And of course, Plaid sent me the big gallon size. Only your mother would have the gallon size.
I know. I was like, only my mom would have
So-
a bigger, Plaid Mod Podge jug
Oh.
than a jug of milk in our fridge.
And one thing I did have to, now this was actually in Papa's backyard.
Okay.
And he wasn't happy giving it up. Thanks, Dad. But I really thought it would be fun to do it. And so what I wanted, let me just show you on this side. This was really nasty and rusty. And so just get some kills and I spray painted. And I did this with this as well, as I spray painted it. So that way, if there's any rust, the rust won't come up through the Mod Podge when you're Mod Podging it.
Okay.
Okay? So I'm gonna, let's just roll this back to you. And if you give this to me, I'm gonna show everybody how to do this. So I took my fabric, my little squares, and actually what I do at home is I just use like a plastic cup, a disposable cup, and then I just keep the brush in there and cover it with aluminum foil. So that way I can keep going back to it and not have to clean out the brush.
Right.
Okay. And so I'm just gonna do this. Okay, and get
Nice
the Mod,
even coat.
nice even coat of the Mod Podge. Okay. And then we're going to add it to our wagon. Now
We just
what
get
I would
started on
do,
another
I would
side,
start
or-
in the middle. I'm just going to do this upside down, so bear with me so you can see it. So I just put it on like this, kind of just worked it in.
No, you go up under the crease on the
Yes,
wagon?
I'm going up under
Okay.
the crease on the wagon. Okay, and then I'm going to go with my next piece. And I like to alternate using the plaids along with the image. And I
Okay,
actually,
no, you have to jump in here and do it because she will be a Mod Podge hog.
oh, do you want to? Oh,
She will.
sure.
I mean, it's
Just
that
let him-
easy, so it takes like
And
a
do
one-time
the top or the bottom?
Yeah, just do the top. So like the point is overlapping it. And it took me a while to figure out the pattern, but you could do whatever. You could do strips if you want and just do it,
You could
you
do
know,
whatever you
crazy quilt
like.
style or whatever. So now you're just going to keep adding layers and layers. And if we could just tilt this a little bit so our viewers could see this, then I'm just going to take the Mod Podge and I'm going to even work it in there a little bit more. Okay.
And that just kind of gives it that extra finishing
Oops.
coat. Make sure you get everything stuck down so there's no lift
And
like
you
that.
will have Mod Podge all over your fingers and be peeling it off, but it's kind of fun. So let's turn around and just show this side again.
You want to turn this?
Or we just show the ins. Okay, this is good. So you see what we did is I just layered. Now, I actually only have one layer of Mod Podge on here. On this wagon, I believe I have about 4 layers, and I probably even could do one more layer, so it's really up
I mean,
to
I
you.
think the more, I can't tell how well you guys can see this, but the more layers you're putting on, the more you're defining what's really happening on the patterns that you're using with the fabric. Here we go.
scare
You
me when
scare
you talk
me.
like
It's like
this.
she teaches me things and then she gets mad that I know them.
Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do our little footstool part.
Okay.
Okay. So Megan's brother Matt and I, or my son, we went over to one of the home improvement stores and with my measurements, and they cut them for me, and then Matt rounded the corners, and then Cindy
good
sanded.
son.
So I had a lot of people helping me on this project. And then once you do that, you have your piece, so it's going to fit right in here. And I'm not going to drop it down because we won't be able to get it out. Got a piece of foam from the fabric store, and I actually just used my tacky glue and put my Elmer's tacky glue all over the bottom, and then just set this on top so it wouldn't shift. Place this on top
Such a
with
show.
your, with your staple gun. You're going to pull and you're going to staple gun. You're going to do your cute little corners around the edge, and then when it's all done, you're going to use, I ended up using wooden spools, which was really crazy.
Okay.
But they were actually the right depth for both the bigger wagon and
Hey,
the
whatever
little
works.
wagon.
Whatever works.
And then when it's done, you're going to glue those onto the corners,
Okay, so we glue those onto the corners.
and then your footstool's done.
Perfect.
Oh, but there is one more thing. So let's just go ahead and take
Oh,
this.
you need the handles.
You need the handle. So I'm going to show on the big wagon what I
Get
did
this
here.
out of the way here so we can get the full handle effect.
Because I have to bring the
Probably
big
don't want it
wagon
on
back
the
out. I
bed like a
love
box.
this so
Oh, at
much.
least someone's paying attention because I am not.
Okay. And look at this. I also did
Oh, you did the handle.
I did the handle too, or the arm on this. So what I did is I decided, I knew it was hard to pull this up. So
handles.
Yep, I just added some ribbon handles stapled in here too. I just used the tacky glue and just glued over my edge.
That's a nice finish.
Yeah, trimmed it close to the edge. And you really could Mod Podge this too, but
yeah.
guys, I was running out of time because I was Mod Podging for a week on this. And the same thing, you could color those. So then you have this nice little footstool and it could travel all around the house.
Very nice.
Isn't that cute? And I want you to note the wheels. I'll keep going because I'm so proud of this.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even see them. They're Mod Podge.
They're Mod Podge.
Oh, Mom.
We don't want to forget the bottom's Mod Podge.
Should I expect anything less of you? All right, I'm gonna cut her off before she shows us something else in Mod Podge.
Yeah.
So, Mom, great idea.
Thank
It's a
you.
wonderful
Thank
product.
you.
You can
Thanks,
get
Jim.
Mod Podge anywhere, right?
Yes, you can purchase Mod Podge anywhere.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Jim. Thanks for
Thank you.
putting up with us. You know, we always say when creativity knocks,
Open the door.